They get worn down.
And we kind of hope that the teachers go in with an attitude of, I want to
With a
teach.
passion. I think most teachers start out with a passion, but it's like life. We all start out excited about life, but we get stuff. One of my favorite words is stuff. The only reason that everybody in this country doesn't live their life at what I call the extraordinary level, in other words, being able to wake up in the morning and say it's a great day to be alive, being able to get in that car and say, today I get to go to work. Mm-hmm. The only reason that most people aren't there is because of the stuff that has happened to them in their life. And they've resigned themselves to the fact that it's normal to have to go to work. It's normal not to get up in the morning and say, it's a great day to be alive. You see, in my work, Mark, I try to teach people how to not be normal. I think normal is the last thing you ever want to be. Because normal is that most people go to work and they have to be there. That's normal. People will tell me all the time. I always ask my audiences, is that normal or is that unusual? They say, no, that's pretty normal. And it is. So I try to help people to break out of normal. I mean, all our lives, people are forcing us to be normal, right? Because normal keeps us on an even keel. And people don't want to stand out. And yet it's the uniqueness that everybody brings to their life every day that is what makes it exciting.
It's their nature when they are their natural selves.
Exactly. So sometimes you're not always popular when you're not normal.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, to actually just say, this is the way I want it to be.
Exactly.
This is the way I see it.
I don't mean to say not to listen to other people about their ideas, etc. But you have to listen to your own voice and what you believe is really right for you. Like when I decided to give up a 19-year career with a major corporation in this company and go out into the people business, my colleagues, my friends said, Bob, you're crazy. You know, that I was going to give this up.
And of course you celebrate.
And I said, thank you very much. That's how I knew I was on the right track, Mark. Because if people think that it's crazy that you're doing what you're doing, it's got to be a good thing. If everybody agrees with an idea that you have, it can't be that exciting.
Yes.
So, but it's having the ability to have that sense of this is the right thing for me. And just because other people don't agree with it is not going to stop me from pursuing it and becoming it and doing it. So that's one of my messages to people. People who do well in life and people who live at what I call the extraordinary level are people who have an incredible sense of who they are. Oren, who was on earlier, he had a sense of who he was. And he's pursuing that and not allowing the stuff or the other people. He even talked about how he takes so much ownership because he says, I want it to be right. So he's taken all that responsibility and he's not very trusting of other people to do things because his values say, this has got to be approved by me before it goes out that door. So he has values that he puts on the things that he does. He has high standards, and he does everything in his power to make sure that he meets those standards, whatever it takes. That's the idea.
And so the extraordinary journey that you take people on, it has the backbone of it would be a sense of humor about yourself?
Well, humor is important. Every presentation that I ever do, I always have humor in it because I believe people learn the most when they're actually having fun. So I just think that humor is a way to get people to sort of be more at ease with life and to help them to lighten up a little bit because the stuff of life is serious stuff. And the more we focus on the stuff that's in our way, the bigger it gets. You know, James Allen, the famed Harvard psychologist, he said, whatever you focus on expands. So what a lot of people do is they have things in their life that aren't what they want, like maybe a lack of money or a job they don't love or they're not excited about life or their physical wellness, and so they constantly focus on it, and it expands. The things they don't want get bigger.
Because
it's not a good idea.
Well, the cliche that I have heard in that respect is where attention goes, energy flows.
Big time.
And is that also from the Celestine Prophecy?
I think it is.
I myself read a lot.
I do.
Experience as much as I can. I do meditate. I've been through personal development. Lifestream is one example. Even Tony Robbins' Fear, Power, and You Firewalk.
Yes.
And all all of those have given me pretty well the same message, which was kind of a whisper in one ear going, you wasted your money, you knew this already. But yet, the reason I had to do it was I needed to hear it in a tone that would resonate for me as true.
You're absolutely right. As a matter of fact, people ask me, what do I think of? You know, somebody like Tony Robbins or Wayne Dyer or whatever, and I say, you know what, I just love listening to those people. I love reading about those people, people's ideas, because everybody has a different way of saying the same message, but we're all different in terms of how we receive a message, and you made it's how it resonates with me. People will come up to me after a talk, and I just love when they say something like, Bob, I thought you were talking just directly to me. In other words, it resonated with them. They'd heard the message before, but it's just something that resonated with them. That I always tell people, it doesn't matter whether you listen to what people say or listen to great ideas, it's what do you do about them.
Right.
And in most audiences, I will say, being in this room for the next hour or half day, whatever our presentation time is, I'll say, that isn't what is the most important about today is. The most important about time of today is what you do when you leave this room.